Alright, what is good, y'all? Johan here to bring you my reaction to the Mythic Legendary banner, probably both, for this month. Well, I guess could be double Mythic or double Legendary. But we'll be getting probably more than likely Kvasir and Gullveig. I think that's pretty obvious, as we usually have double Mythic slash whatever Mythic Legendary in November to wrap up the book. So looking forward to it. No real opinions on the book ending. It was pretty straightforward of what we expected, how it would wrap up. But it was whatever, I guess. Faye's never really great with its story, but I kind of, I kind of like Gullveig overall, and as well as Kvasir, however you pronounce it. But could be curveball as well. We could get something completely different, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume it's gonna be those two. Let's just get right into it. All right. Book 7 music. I think that's Book 7 music. All right, new Mythic heroes, so double Mythic. Yep. Okay. Yeah. There's Kvasir, Kvasir. Hope that's not too loud. Red Tome Cav, as we expected. Speed Dark Mythic. Alright, let's see what her PRF does. We know what her weapon does, but let's see what... Oh, she has a PRF special. So, Incipit Kvasir, Head Slaying. Omni 5. Inflict penalty on foes speed res, equal 50% of her speed. Full no follow-up. Special cooldown per attack. And also, if it's unit's first combat, reduces... or first combat initiated by foe that turn, reduces damage from foes first attack by 7%, including brave hits. And if healthy at start of combat, inflicts panic on and after combat, panic smoke. Okay, so it's kind of like the guard bearing type of effect, right? With that 70% damage reduction. That's a lot of damage reduction, but we basically knew what this was. Let's see how the PRF special is here. I'm pretty... This is the same weapon, right? I don't remember the TT version by heart, or the story mode version by heart. I think it's the same. Alright, here we go. Light is time. Cooldown 5. Probably Gale Force related. Boost damage by 60% of foe's attack. That's a lot. When special triggers, neutralizes effects that... Okay, so self-tempo. If unit issues combat, unit special triggered, and unit survives. Grants one of the following 2 effects after combat once per turn. If there's one ally with highest HP among allies within 2 spaces of unit who have already acted... Is that a grammatical error? If there is only one ally with the highest HP among allies within 2 spaces of unit who have... Oh, no, that's not. Who have already acted, grants another action to that ally. Okay, so it's kind of like Brave Marianne. Alright. And also, if that allies or their pair-ups cohort range... Oh my gosh. Equals... are their range unit inflicts, restricts movement to 1 space on that ally and that pair-up cohort through their next action. Otherwise, grants times gate to unit. Allies within 4 spaces of unit can move to a space adjacent to unit. Okay. Alright, so what I'm getting is... when she initiates combat... The special is triggered, and after combat, and she survives, you either get Marianne's Dance, or you get this warping thing. Everyone can warp to her within 4 spaces. Alright, that is very interesting, very unique. I like it, but it's going to be hard to, just process all this. I mean, on paper, or at the end of the day, when you just kind of think about this unit, you can just kind of, alright, this unit has Marianne's Dance and characters can warp, or characters can warp to her if there's nobody in range that have already acted. So it's not that hard. It's just that all the other things you need to think about with her damage reduction, full no follow up, all of these all this cooldown charge, all that junk. So man, this game's getting really hard to just keep up with everything. Has been like that for the past couple years, I would say. But alright. Okay, catch 4, low speed res 4, and insight attack speed. Another Rouse type icon tier 4 skill. At start of turn, if number of allies adjacent to unit is less than or equal to 2, grants attack speed plus 6, so rouse thing, and incited to unit for 1 turn. And the rest is the same as the Kanto one. If unit initiates combat, grants bonus to units on all stats equal to number of spaces from start position to end position. Okay, so it's kind of like Clash, right? So you give yourself Clash, but only up to an additional 3. But that's like on a C skill, right? So that's pretty good. If you end up being solo, you're getting plus 6 all stats from a C slot, which is pretty, sorry, plus 6 attack and speed and plus 3 defense res in combat, just from your C slot, which is pretty unheard of outside of PRF C slots. So that's a lot, that's a good amount, that's a good speed boost, honestly. Really good. And yeah, she's gonna be really fast, obviously. I think we saw her stats. Yeah. So she's at 53 speed here. And that's, I'm assuming that's with the plus 6 buff. So she's at what? 57 or 47 base speed, which is really good. Probably a super bunch. She's gonna be super fast. And is gonna hit really hard when her special triggers, but getting that special to trigger is going to be a bit tricky because nothing in her. She has the special cooldown charge plus 1 to unit per attack. So in order for this to go off and without any other support, your opponent has to not have tempo, and they have to counterattack back, or you have a brave attack, right? Because she already has self tempo. As long as they don't have tempo as well, you should be good to go in that regard. So gonna be kind of hard to get off, but you could also, you know, supplement this with Asker, Duo Asker, and other things. So yeah, alright, gonna be a hard-hitting nuke with very good support capabilities as a range cav. So definitely gonna be a menacing Dark Mythic for sure. Okay, let's go on to Gullveig. Colorless cav, colorless tome cav. Who can act again? Speed anima. Alright, so they're both defense mythics. Oh, that's a poison strike tier 4, was it? Occultist strike. Oh gosh. Alright. So, Quietus Gullveig. So slaying, I believe this is the same. It should be the same. It might be slightly buffed because I don't remember the adjective there. Though I do play in Japanese, so that could be why I'm not remembering this. Grants Omni 5. An additional attack speed equals 50% of unit speed at start of combat. Alright. I want to say this is a buff version than what we've seen before, because they're getting an extra layer of stats. So I think that was the case for Kvasir as well. Full no follow up, of course, for both of them. If unit initiates combat, reduces first attack by 7%. And HP, restore 7 HP to unit after combat. So similar to what she had before on her Brave version. And if unit initiates combat, grants another action to unit, but 1 space restriction. So yeah, basically like Brave Gullveig. Now she has 2 specials here. 2 PRFs here. Oh, I'm sorry. She has a PRF special and a new Beastgo. I thought the Beastgo was a PR for a second. Time is light. Alright. Boost damage by 45% of unit speed when special triggers. Okay. Rip Regnar Astra, though that's been gone for a while. But it is straight up, you know, Regnar Astra was, no, that was 2 cooldown, I guess. Anyway, self-tempo again. If unit initiates combat after combat, if unit special triggered and unit survives, grants another action to unit and restricts movement to 1 space on unit and pair up cohort through next action. This effect has priority over other similar effects. In such cases, these other similar effects are treated as not having triggered. We have a colorless cavalry super speedy Edelgard. Because you can trigger Time is Light, act again, and then have her PRF skill to go off. Act again. Granted, she has her movement reduced to 1. But goodness gracious, calm down, please. Calm down, IS. Oh, okay. 3 actions. 3 actions. Hard-hitting nuke. Flared Sparrow, Occultist Strike. If unit initiates combat, has an additional 7 as combat begins, so 14 damage as combat begins. Oh my goodness. Inflicts speed res -4 on foe during combat and deals damage equal to 20% of foe's res. Okay, that's interesting. True damage 20% of foe's res. So this is really good against your typical save tanks, right? Your scowl save tanks. This is a really interesting B skill. It's pretty different from what we're used to having because it has true damage, which we don't really see usually on B skills, right? Or like, if at all. Aside from like, you know, special spiral for finish skills. That's like a flat 7 damage or 5 damage. But this is 20% of foe's res, which is pretty interesting. Excluding AoE. Alright, this Gullveig is very powerful as a nuke, obviously. And considering she's going to be on defense, oh my goodness. She's going to be attacking 3 times if you can't counter kill her. Which, so we're really hitting that point, especially from, you know, with the remote skills and when Claude came about, where you really need to be able to pierce damage reduction when you get initiated on by these nukes, because otherwise they are absolutely living. And then if they live, they are, you know, either have Deep Star activated in the case of Claude, or are just going to attack 2 more times in the case of Gullveig. So yeah, this is very, very annoying for Omni tanks who traditionally run tier 4 dodge skills because they don't pierce. So now you're like, oh, I guess I have to run physical no follow-up then, or something like that, or, you know, cut down on my tanking, but that really hurts a lot. So it's really tough for traditional Omni tanks, which makes me sad really, because I use a lot of Omni tanks, like speed Omni tanks like Mia, Young Mia, Tamara. Man, and this is in tandem with, you know, Freyr and, you know, even with Schism, Triangle Attack Katria can be recovered by auto recovery or even recovery, or Sarah. So, oh man, this is gonna be a headache. Gonna make AR even more difficult. Yeah. But, or Anima Season especially. $14. And she has 47 speed as well. Okay. Again, and then they're gonna attack again, and then act even one more time. Ridiculous. And notice how it's 21 pre-damage now because she was on a they were on a fire tile. Dude, that's ridiculous. Okay, I think we're seeing Fallen Byleth here, if I remember correctly. Alright, for Mortis, we knew all these. Yeah, along with Legendary Yuri, yeah. Nerthus, Fallen Byleth. Yep, red is insane. Yeah, we knew about Guinevere was also expected to show up here, along with Mortis. Okay. Yeah, and also with Kvasir, man, you really have to think about if she's not triggering the activation, the dance, Marianne dance, then her backline can all warp into her. I wasn't thinking about that at first as a defense unit. That's crazy. Gatekeeper Stonks Rising on Light Season. But then even then, the teammates could start running past to get over that as well. Oh man, I don't want to think about that. But yeah, crazy here. Red is insane, as you get Yuri, who's still really good. Byleth is fantastic fodder. And Kvasir, of course. Cullis has Guinevere, Legendary Guinevere, for Mortis, and Gullveig, which is not the best share, but I think Guinevere's Null Seed is up 4. Stonks are pretty up there right now. Granted, Alir had it as well, but sacking Alir feels more bad, I would say. Unless you're trying to get Pledge as well, of course. Blue's definitely the weakest, it seems. Nerthus. Yeah, Legendary Sheeta throws a wrench in there a little bit. Should we get her fine with, I don't know when she's due, maybe another year or so. And, I don't remember her English name. Aider? Is it Aider as well in English? Decent for getting, you know, B-Sense 4 and the Arcane Weapon. Can't get both, unfortunately. Green's also pretty solid here, honestly. You got, Legendary Robin, Sather, and... Oh my gosh, I can't. Hather. These names are hard to keep up with. Green's pretty solid as well. So, pretty justifiable to go all circles here. Maybe skip blue if you don't really need a tier 4, the arcane cav beast weapon or Nerthus. So, alright, yeah, I kind of talked a bit longer than I would have for a legendary trailer, but yeah, these two are gonna be very meta shifting. Well, I think Gullveig especially is going to be meta shifting. Kvasir, I'm not 100% sure yet in terms of other modes. Obviously, they're both extremely powerful in their roles. As for, you know, summoner duels and arena, I think Gullveig's going to be absolutely insane in both. But, well, Gullveig maybe not so much summoner duels because you would have to attack within your save range, I guess. I don't know. It's good action economy if you can keep her alive for that after that initiation. But I guess it does force them to attack Gullveig instead of like some of your black line, because they have to worry about her acting again. Anyway, yeah, sick banner. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I'm trying to save, but at the same time, this is really hard to pass up on. We'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you're going to pull on this banner. I would love to know. And all that stuff. Looking forward to... well, just be mindful that we're getting a new book coming up. The Christmas banner and New Year's banner with all that craziness happening. Watch out for the Fed channel. Should be dropping in a week or so, I believe. So, yeah. Keep that in mind. Alright, have a good one, guys. Peace.